Iceland. Culture name is Icelandic. Scandinavian sailors discovered Iceland in the mid-9th century, and the first settler recognized in the literary historical tradition Ingolfur Arnason arrived in 874. The Book of Settlements, which contains information on 400 settlers, was compiled in the 12th century. The story set down there and repeated to this day is that a Norse Viking named Floki sailed to Iceland but spent so much energy hunting and fishing that he did not lay up hay for his livestock, which died in the winter and had to return. He then gave the island its unpromising name. Location and geography. Iceland is an island in the North Atlantic Ocean between Greenland and Norway, just south of the Arctic Circle. It covers 63,860 square miles, 103,000 square kilometers, of which about 620 are cultivated, 12,400 are used for grazing, 7,500 are covered by glaciers, 1,900 are covered by lakes, and 41,500 are covered by lava sands and other wastelands. The Gulf Stream moderates the climate. The capital is Reykjavik. Demography. In 1993, the population was 264,922. In 1703, when the first census was done, the population was 50,358. In 1992, there were 63,540 families that averaged 3 members. In 1993, the population of the capital area was 154,268. Symbolism. The international airport is named Leif Erikson Airport after the first voyager to North America, and a statue of Erikson stands in front of the National Cathedral. An heroic statue of the first settler is in the downtown area of the capital. The nationalist-oriented ideology stresses identification with medieval culture and times while downplaying slavery and later exploitative relations of the aristocracy and commoners. This romantic view of the saga tradition informs nationalist symbolism and nationalist-influenced folklore. History. Emergence of the nation. Between 1602 and 1787, Denmark imposed a trade monopoly that restricted imports and kept fishing under its control. A farming elite developed a system of self-contained farms and opposed the development of fishing, which would threaten the supply of cheap labor if relied on. After independence, fishing finally developed. National identity. The working class identified with national political movements and parties and thus helped ratify the elite's vision of Iceland. The ideology developed by members of the farming elite was one of the individual, the holiness and purity of the countryside, and the moral primacy of the farm and farmers. The most significant individuals were the farmers. This ideology was perpetuated in academic writings, schools, and law. Architecture. In 1991, there were 4,754 farms. More than half the people, 154,268, live in the Reykjavik area. The next largest town is Akureyri, with a population of 14,799. Keflavik, where the NATO base and the international airport are, has a population of 7,581. The Westman Islands are home to 4,883 people. The realities of daily life for most people are urban and industrial or bureaucratic. Food in daily life. The writer Halldór Laxness once observed that life is salt fish. During some of the events inspired by the Romantic folkloric revival, people consume Brennivin, an alcoholic beverage called Black Death, along with fermented shark meat and smoked lamb, which is served at festive occasions. Icelanders are famous for the amount of coffee they drink and the amount of sugar they consume. Food customs at ceremonial occasions. For homecomings and family gatherings, there is usually a sumptuous spread of cakes and pastries, including crullers and thin pancakes rolled around whipped cream. Basic economy. The major occupations in 1991 were agriculture, fishing, and fish processing. The main industries were building, commerce, transportation and communications, finance and insurance, and the public sector. Fish and fish products are the major export item. Social stratification. There is a lack of extreme stratification in a country that values egalitarian relationships. Working class people are likely to indicate their class status by language use, incorporating into their speech what purists call language diseases. Social welfare. Since independence, there has been a high standard of living. From 1,901 to 1,960, real national income rose tenfold, with an annual average growth rate over 4%. This was the period in which the national economy was transformed from a rural economy based on independent farms to a capitalist fishing economy with the tenant urbanization. Gender roles. There is more gender equality than there is in many other countries. The open nature of the political system allows interested women to organize as a political party to pursue their interests in the parliament. There are women clergy. Fishing is largely in the hands of men, while women are more prominent in fish processing. Domestic unit. The domestic unit is the household, and larger kin groups come together for annual reunions. Friendship and other connections are very important, and many people who are referred to by kin terms are not genealogically related. Religion. Religious beliefs. The state church is the Evangelical Lutheran Church, of which 92.2% of the population are nominal, if not practicing members. Other Lutherans constitute 3.1% of the population, Catholics 0.9%, and others 3.8%. There is a Catholic church and churches of other groups in Reykjavik. There are many Lutheran churches, and their clergy substitute for social service agencies. Medicine and health care. Universal medical care is provided as a right. There is a modern medical system. Celebrations. Most holidays are associated with the Christian religious calendar. Others include the first day of summer on a Thursday from 19 to 25 April, Labor Day on 1 May, National Day on 17 June, and Commerce Day on the first Monday of August. These holidays are observed by having a day off from work and possibly traveling to the family summer house for a brief vacation.